are we? Oh, whoo, man, my nervous system is shot. Not in a bad way. Um, as far as my Shakti is concerned, I think I'm good. I think I need a recharge. Woo! I think I've dumped it all out. Mm. It's been a while. I didn't sleep too well last night. It's gonna be a rough weekend because I gotta try and take a nap this afternoon, so I got enough energy to see cattle decapitation tonight in Brooklyn. Who's going to New York tonight? Who wants to run into Zaralath in person in the city, hanging out with all of his favorite wolves? My God. Jeez. Something important. I haven't gotten around. I'm dealing with so much. Because I know she's gonna hear it. She's gonna watch this. Maybe that's you, the one viewer right now. But I saw a kind comment on my Heidegger stream from last night when I woke up today, from my Cherie, who, I'm so sorry I said those harsh things to you, but I didn't believe you heard my heart. Maybe you heard my heart, because I saw that comment, I gave it a like, and yeah, I was willing to burn you too. You've been such a big supporter, but I was willing to burn you too. I'm glad you said those things, because I could have taken it or leaved it, but with all of this, you know, you pray that you get through. You pray that people get it. And I'm not even sure if you get it. Not even sure if you get it, but you at least get that I'm not just being a Dr. Narco Longo narcissistic asshole. At least you get that. And I'm glad to be acknowledged as not a narcissist. I don't think you would have done that, because we both agree Dr. Longo kind of sucks the balls. Woo. But yeah. This has just been the biggest world process swirling in my head, you know, over and over and over. As I'm, you know, it's just, it takes time only because there's a period of time that one just has to wait through, because there's really, I intuitively feel that there's this unspoken window of time when something happens, right? I became more aware of it from my own avoidance issues, my dance of the void that I am guilty of. Not in this situation. I am the exact opposite of that, but from the times where I had less integrity as a man, because I was still in the man-child and X, Y, and Z other things. And and you need a shocker to go and to deal with things, and to face things, and to you know, to say, you know, you just got to say, this is a pretty bad situation. Maybe I'm making it worse, but I'm also making it worse by avoiding it. So I best just make it worse. And honestly, that's where it's at. So many goddamn fucking songs have just come out of the fucking woodworks. It's just like all the fucking bards have come out today and been just like, hey Steve, I got a song for you. Steve, you needed this one today, buddy. And you know, when it's like new album drop shit, I'm just like, whoa. You know, and you know, and certainly Man, certainly Hurtin, the new Wardruna song, which came out a bit before everything happened. It's not like it didn't like show up after it happened. All these others, like, they pop up right after it happens. The new Dark Tranquility song, the new Doth song, the new Coheed and Cambria song. I'm not even really a Coheed and Cambria fan, but my personal trainer is, so I like some of their material because of him. Hey, Susie. Thank you. What I do know is that if I pull off a fiasco like that, it's just all dependent on how much people are that emotionally invested with the people I'm talking about, because then they don't really have a reason. They're not involved in any of it, right? And it's just like, I hate drama so much. When I find myself in the middle of it, I must summon the maelstrom to drown me now. Right? Jose Dufresson. How's it going? How's it going, Jose? This has been just the all-out upsetting affair for me that it has been. And it comes from the deepest fucking place of love for anybody who could fucking possibly imagine that, to say such harsh words to those two people. Because that's my they live moment. That's put the fucking glasses on, look at them, they're everywhere. That's my moment of the backstreet alley brawl. The Roddy Piper to the Keith David. Right? You had to do it. You had to do it for people that you love. You had to kick their ass. Next way to Sunday. Because those who can't see, are all for the evil. They're all for the evil. I don't know why. I have been in such a flow state that, like, I spent probably an extra 30 minutes in the grocery store wandering around indecisively with my headphones on, listening to a podcast. Shout out Rotting Jules, Dana. She's her work is quite fucking impressive. Well, you're gonna have blind spots to people that are close to you, right? And the people that I actually hate, the two in question, I've said their names enough. Those two people in question, they're close. They're close to them. And he can't take the risk to do something bigger than himself. I can take the risk to do things that are bigger than myself. Because I'm used to it. I'm used to destroying things that are in my way. And I'm used to cutting off things that are dragging me down. And it's letting them know there's a choice to be made about me. Because you need to have the integrity to admit that I'm expensive. Because, hey, Rotting Jules, Dana, she says, oh, we're literally fighting demons. Yeah, so am I. Rotting Jules is reading about Colonel Aquino. I was on a fucking Skype call with him so he could get a fair hearing on Strange Universe with Sean David Morton. I am never heard back there. In the background, I'm running production in the Skype unlike other episodes, I didn't talk. I didn't want to talk. I was his bodyguard psychically. I stood in the background and I kept watch on everything with my meditative power, like whatever. Maybe it was all for nothing, but everything went fine. You know? I don't see any Ice-Jotun. Vote for Odin. So yeah. So yeah, I'm an expensive fucking friend. But it's less expensive the stronger we grow, the weaker they die. The risk is fucking worth it. Why are you here? Like, you know, the second you check out is the second you slowly start to go back to sleep. When you check out of the charge that came for living by the truth, to be wiser against the hooks, traps, and snares, but you can be wise against the hooks, traps, and snares, but you can also isolate yourself through the paranoia. And a rumor is good enough because you don't want to be the fool that got associated with satanic ritual abuse. I get it. I fucking get it. But you're supposed to trust God, because I'll put myself in a satanic coven and I'll go deep Loki undercover type shit. Well, not Loki, it's Odin in disguise, right? I go way deep in there. I go way fucking deep. And I just keep a low profile, gather information, figure it out, see how they tick. How do they like each other? What do they talk to each other? What pisses each other off? What's this and that? Who's seeing whose daughter? Yada, yada, yada. All right, do I see any crime here at all? No. This is a satanic church. Just be patient. You're here to protect people. You probably can't see it because they're working harder to avoid doing it in front of you. You're making it expensive for them. They'll eventually push you out and find out who's pushing you out, because then you can target that. And, you know, you'll get there. You make it fucking expensive, and it brings in a closer certainty of success. We can defeat them. You think Canada is waking up? No. I don't think America is waking up either. I think that those who have woken up are holding the frequency field for those who are going to go with the predominant psychic force. And those of us that have woken up will hold that field. They won't wake up, but they will be in alignment in their unconscious because of our efforts. Because if you notice the way the world has changed, a lot of people didn't wake up, but notice how the habits all, like, nobody other than us had a quote campaign of take your mask off, right? And the heart-centered truth of take your mask off is superior than the trillions of dollars of psychological operation that they needed to hold and bankrupt themselves against the voice and will of God. Ain't that some shit that works? No, we don't have to use God's rules, but you're foolish if you don't. You should. But you have agency, you have free will. You are the choosing one, not the chosen one. Things happen for you, not to you. I am not a victim. Not even by a fucking long shot. But just because you're not a victim doesn't mean you don't feel pain. That's okay to feel pain. You can win plenty of match and get plenty of scratch. But at the end of the day, you still won. Yeah, that's all right. You wear your scars like a badge of honor. Your tears are something to be proud of. Because you rest in the solace that you were a fully emotionally intelligent, sovereign soul that walks the face of this earth in divine purpose. Oh, ain't that fun? Today, because I kind of wanted to do little things like talk about songs that popped up and all that stuff and the They Live thing, because like that's like you'll see I've been doing a lot more like posts lately, just like these are further ways in which I am conveying the depth of what it's all about, because this isn't some intellectual thing that's meant to follow X, Y, and Z logic about James True said this and Balderson said that. It's not fucking that. It's I hear nothing but gobbledygook from everybody but James. Seems to me like he's more than likely an innocent man. I would like him to have a fair hearing. And I am furious because nobody agreed. Even if fucking James wasn't fucking special, maybe he was like some homeless guy who was kind of like maybe even a semi-terrible person or something, but not in the context of anything with anybody, but there was some sort of moment that didn't make sense, and because he's expensive, because he's a broken man, he got kicked out, right? I'd be furious too if he didn't have a fair hearing. If those circumstances happened, and exile and these are hard things to do to a person, and some people really do shit to deserve that. And that's why those laws need to be on the books. There's a reason why you bury somebody in a bog, right? But if your system doesn't have a fair hearing, then you're just listening to conniving conspiracies that aren't based on any due process or honor. And that is the entire way the treatment of James True happened. That's my witness of the events. I heard what everybody had to say, and nobody wanted to fucking put it in a fucking real court. Everybody was afraid to get tested, so everybody just yelled at each other, and anything that looked like a moderation between an intermediate party didn't really work out. There was we couldn't find independent people for that. A lot of people didn't want to fucking touch that because all of us were activist type of people in this game, or all of them were. Well, I mean, I was as well, but I wasn't what I am now. So it doesn't matter. It's just like that wasn't my Dasein over there. That I wasn't dealing with any of that fucking shit, man. Did I even establish any contact with James? I can't even remember when where friendships were at. By the time I had established recognition by James, when I started chit-chatting in the chat room and addressing him, and then him addressing me back and saying some really interesting things and making me laugh and everything else, and all this shit being just cool and groovy, and me learning such incredible things, having such open horizons to the mind, and I find these people when I find them. I work on it. I hear about a thing. I'm not in the avoidance state, because that's me a long time ago. I'm not in the avoidance state. You know, it's just the I haven't gotten to it state, and I will, and maybe that'll take a year because of whatever, right? You know, it's just like I'm sitting on Ark of the Baphomet. I got it like, I don't know, 2 months ago. I got Ark of the Baphomet. I haven't read it yet. I'm in the middle of Heidegger. This is right. It's just it takes time. I will fucking read it. This is right. So I need to still go through my process. You all fucking were following that situation better than I was, and everybody acted like it had fucking been properly settled, and nobody could fucking rationalize it to me. And so nothing in my inner authority said, it sounds like I gotta really be worried for my own personal whatever. It's just like the reasons were just absurd to me, and probably because I didn't have an orthobro fucking filter, which I believe Balderson fucking exploited, because he spent more time complaining about James's content and stuff that is publicly can be talked about James than into the only fucking issue that had anything to do with ruining the most important thing, which was the collaboration on a more formally structured Bertaria that had a certain kind of infrastructure of peoples, right? Guys that were all sorts of experts in different things, exchanging knowledge and building a magnum opus. Ain't that some shit? All right, I gotta get some rest before I go burn another house down. See you later!